Good morning, everyone. Welcome back to Coffee and Headlines, our morning get together live here on Facebook. And today is Friday. Yes,
Thank God.
it is Friday, March 3rd. It is the beginning of a wonderful weekend. I hope you're all having a good day today. And I hope to welcome some new friends to the broadcast this morning. As you know, if you are watching live for the first time, we'd love to say hello. And we can do that if you write the word new in your comment. If you have something really important to say, let us know by adding the capital letter Q at the beginning of your comment. We'll be looking for those later on in the broadcast. Today, we have exciting news about the new airport terminal. We have not so exciting news from the United States Department of State, which has mentioned and chastised by name a few companies that are working here in Puerto Vallarta with alleged ties to the cartel. We'll have to look into that. We have some good news from Puerto Vallarta's Department of Culture, and we have a few reminders of things that are coming up that we should be, or that we could be, looking forward to. I hope everybody's going to have great plans for this weekend, so we might as well get this done. Let's push the button. Boom. So we begin with new details about the new Puerto Vallarta International Airport Terminal. We mentioned this a few months ago. We had not heard of construction started or not. And in fact, I don't know if construction has started or not, but one of the architects involved in the design of the new terminal was in town, and he told us in an interview that the new terminal is expected to be ready for operation in October of next year. That would be October of 2024. It will be known as T2 or Terminal 2 or Terminal 2, which will welcome both domestic and international flights at the beginning. This is expected to continue for 3 years, after which the existing terminal or T1 will be upgraded, at which point national and international arrivals will be separated with domestic flights staying on the original terminal. So we won't see any benefits from these. What? You busted me. Oh my God, Karen, I didn't realize well, never mind. I'll get to your question in a second. Anyhow, we won't be affected by the new airport for a while, but it's good to know that it is expanding. Karen, you have such a good eye. The United States Department of State has once again sanctioned local businesses, mentioning them by name, for having ties with the Jalisco Nueva Generación cartel. The Department of State alleges that these companies have been involved in fraudulent practices that frequently affect U.S. citizens. The bad audio again? Oh no. Oh no. Dudum bum 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 bum. Let me pause for a second and just make sure. Lots of Okay, screw the bad audio. I am just going to go with my laptop, which is not nearly as fabulous, but hopefully we will not get any interruptions this way. Thank you for letting me know, and please let me know if you can hear me now. It'll sound a little different, but hopefully this has been resolved. Do 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 do. Is it me? The Revenge of Telmex, says Mark Jennings. Has the audio been restored? Please let me know. I know that the broadcast usually works with about 10 to 15 seconds of delay. So kindly let me know. It's buffering. Well, there's very little I can do about the buffering, but I can certainly help if the audio is crackly. I'm going to continue with the news, and I'll keep an eye on your comments about audio. As I was mentioning, the Department of State announced that the sanctioned companies are Servicios Administrativos for Two, Integración Badeva, Provider's Office, Promoter Vallarta 1, and Rexservi. All of these companies are located here in Puerto Vallarta. In addition, we learn that Corporativo Title I, Corporativo TS Business, and TS Business Corporativo, which are located in Guadalajara, are also mentioned in this sanction announced by the United States Department of State. Doom, 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 doom. A number of Jalisco restaurants are waiting to hear results of the joint legal protection requested against the new anti-tobacco laws, given the fact that restaurants in other states have been able to obtain such protection successfully. As far as we know, the federal government has not made any statements regarding the possibility of relaxing the anti-tobacco laws, which have been criticized by the private sector as being too harsh. The annual plan for Puerto Vallarta's Department of Culture has been approved by the municipality, said Luis Jesus Escoto, who oversees okay, time out for a second. If the sound is crackly and there are problems with crackly audio, I have switched microphones. I hope that has helped. If things are freezing up, it's either your internet connection or my internet connection. There's very little we can do about that. Certainly not during the broadcast. So I hope that the issues will be resolved, and hopefully you will be able to enjoy the broadcast on YouTube. That's the best I can do right now. So I'm going to continue with the broadcast. Let's see. As I was telling you, the Department of Culture plan for the year has been approved. There are going to be some events this month, which include the Damajuana Raicilla Festival, an exposition to commemorate International Women's Day, and a Spring Equinox Festival. I'll leave you the Department of Culture's Facebook page in the show notes should you wish to follow it. And this brings us to our weather break. Let us take a quick look at what's going on with the weather, and we will take it from there. Okay, where is my weather forecast? Hold on just a second. We are not getting the weather. Hold on. There you go. Okay, folks, I appreciate all your comments about breaks and this and that and the other. Please know that there's very little I can do about them while the broadcast is playing. If it's really bad for you, uh, there's nothing I can do about it. I am truly sorry about that. 24 degrees right now. It feels like 25 Fahrenheit degrees are 76, humidity at 52%. That cloud looks like an elephant who drank a little too much tequila. I hope that's a wishful thought on behalf of our weather forecast, which for today says we're going to have a clear day with a high of 28 and a low of 16. Tomorrow, Saturday, we will have a partly cloudy day with a high of 28 and a low of 17. And then Sunday, partly cloudy through the day with a high of 29 and a low of 18. Moving right along, I do have another thing to share with you, and this has to do with another long weekend, which is heading our way. And for some, it will be even longer. For starters, Mexico celebrates the birth of Benito Juarez on March 21st. Benito Juarez was a Mexican liberal politician and lawyer who served as the 26th president of Mexico from 1858 until his death in office in 1872. As a Zapotec, he was the first indigenous president of Mexico and the first indigenous head of state in the post colonial Americas. This year, his birthday lands on a Tuesday, so it will be commemorated the day before. In addition, Mexico's public school system will grant teachers an additional day off on Friday 17. So, for public school teachers in Mexico or families with students enrolled in a public school, the long weekend will consist of 4 days. I want to remind you that a week from this Sunday, our friends at Hecho a Mano will have another pop up art show, this time at Whiskey Kitchen. This will be on Sunday, March 12th from 3 to 9. And of course, we just mentioned the Dama Juana Raicilla Festival, which is coming up on March 17, 18, and 19. And with all that said, let us see if we have recovered from all the crackles and all the this, that, and the other. Let's see. Lots of good mornings. Lots of good mornings. Lots of good mornings. Uh, let's see what else we have. I'm looking for cues. 28 days before Coffee and Headlines anniversary. What are we going to do for our anniversary this year? Does anybody have any idea? And Karen was so observant. She said, "Are you wearing a new bracelet?" Well, some of you may remember that I mentioned a few weeks ago that, a few days ago actually, that I didn't want to sweat through the summer doing crochet in the summer months, so I decided I was going to teach myself how to do macrame bracelets. And yes, I have taught myself. Come on, focus on my bracelet. There you go. I have taught myself how to do this, and now I'm wearing my own bracelets. This one is made of agate and volcanic stone. Yay! It's fun. It's habit forming. Let's see what else we have. Um, Technical difficulties. Curtis, thank you for that, but that is a little generic. In the future, it would help a great deal if you could be more specific. And for those of you that are freezing, I don't know if you refer weather or you are talking about the broadcast. Freezing, I can do very little about. In fact, I cannot do anything about during the broadcast. So while I appreciate your comments about freezing, there's very little I can do, unfortunately. Um, Cutting in and out. Again, if it is audio, I can help. If it is the broadcast, I cannot help. So, Kelly, maybe in the future we can have a little bit more specificity. That would be very, very helpful. The same thing goes to you, Brian. Um, and I appreciate this, Kathleen, but again, it's not really helpful to me. Um, this was more specific, but again, very little I can do about it. Christy, I will check my recording before I submit it to YouTube to see if there were any problems with the audio locally. Da, da, da. There's a big queue for attendees as well as Paco. Hopefully, this is appropriate for this broadcast. I'm planning to take a relocation tour in the PV area in May. Not necessarily looking to find a place with a view. Um, Looking at Cinco de Diciembre and Versalles, but I'm wondering if any of you might give me some additional areas around the Puerto Vallarta vicinity that I might look into. Thanks, gang, and thanks, Paco, for producing and hosting this program. Paul, your comment is perfectly appropriate. um, I would invite you to be specific between now and May. For example, maybe you can ask something like, what do you like about Versalles? What do you like about Cinco de Diciembre? And so forth and so on. If you make your queries specific between now and your arrival, then it will be a lot easier to get answers from the cluster. And good luck with that. Keep us posted. Lots of reports on audio and things not working out. Again, I'm sorry, there's only so much I can do while the broadcast is going on. Um, let's see. John says it's driving you nuts. I'm sorry to hear that, John. You know, if it's driving you nuts, I would never want coffee and headlines to drive anybody nuts. So step away from the broadcast and hopefully you'll have a better experience with the YouTube upload. Let's see. If this was directed to me, just in case you didn't know, I cannot reset my router in the middle of a broadcast. Let's see. Oh my goodness, it's really a bad day for the broadcast today. Okay. Hopefully the internet gods will be more helpful later on. 10 seconds of sound, 10 seconds of silence. Sounds like it's not me, but again, I'm going to check the recorded broadcast right now to make sure that it is okay. And this, of course, brings us to the end of Coffee and Headlines for today. Tomorrow is Saturday, and tomorrow we'll have a walking tour, which I hope you will enjoy. Have a great Friday. Have a great beginning of weekend.